All right, this is going to be a quick update, but I just wanted to go over the count here. So this extended even more than $17 now. It's funny because like you have all these waves, they're just normal, and then all of a sudden you have a subwave that extends from, this is a subwave here. It extended from 1421 all the way up to 1750. That's what I was trying to say, is that SOFI always does this at the very end. It's like, okay, everybody sold covered calls, everyone sold out of their positions. All right, let's pump it now. And that's probably what happened. Everyone already had sold their covered calls. They'd already sold all their position. And then all of a sudden it pumps, what is that, like 20 or 30% in a couple of days. So we hit this box here. The other box we went through, this is another supply zone. We didn't quite get to this gap at 1785. I still don't think this is finished. I think this is wave 3. And so I'm expecting a wave 4 here. I would expect it to pull back somewhere in here, maybe down to, I think there's a gap down here somewhere. Let me pull up the, yeah, there's a small gap right here at 1681. So maybe 1681 would be a good target for this short term for a fourth wave. I'll put that right there. That would be about a retrace of, yeah, it's about a retrace of about the 0.23 fib. And then I'm expecting this to go to all-time highs after that because it's so close. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it hit 19, 20 bucks. It just got to get above 1842, which is the top of this zone. We've already hit that zone. So this box is technically already gone, eliminated. That's not resistance anymore. So yeah, the only thing we have left now is just taking out that high. Not all-time highs. I keep on saying that. It's in my head because, and I'll explain why. The IPOE high was back here, obviously. That's the all-time high if you're looking at it like that. I'm talking about all-time high from where this wave set started. So when I say all-time high, I'm not talking about the IPOE. I know that is technically the all-time high, though. So I'll try to say December, January, because I keep on saying all-time high. But anyway, I think that this will break the highs of December and January to about 19, 20 bucks. I think that getting up here is probably a stretch at this point. Anything is possible. But, yeah, let me talk about another thing here. We have on the monthly chart here, this is setting up some pretty nasty bearish divergence, though, if we get above 1857, or the highs from December, January, because you're going to have a lower high here on RSI with a higher high on price. It's just setting the stage for what I think is coming. You know how nasty this was right here. This is a nasty dip from 1852 all the way down to 861. I don't know how dramatic this one will be, but I would imagine it wouldn't be as dramatic if we get up here to like 20 bucks. I can see it pulling back here to this gap, though, here at 1150. That's just going to be basically the 0.5 retracement. So the 0.5 retracement is pretty normal for a second wave. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this to be an overall wave 1. Pull back for wave 2. And then, boom, we're going to go much, much higher. So I can give you a good projection of where we're going. But you got to be ready for this. There's going to be a lot of people complaining about this move. But it's just like, you went up to 20 bucks. If you didn't take profit up there, or you didn't make money on this move, then you only have yourself to blame overall. This has given you plenty of gains over the last year. It was down here at 5 bucks in less than a year ago. It's quadrupled pretty much if it gets to 20 bucks. So I know it's hard to hold, though, and there's so many twists and turns. You sell covered calls, you get stuck in a bad position. It's tough to really just hold. But anyway, once this move is over with, I mean, technically this could go back farther than 11 bucks. I don't know how far it's going to go back. I'm just saying there's a gap right here. It could technically go back all the way up here to 7 or 8 bucks. But I don't think anything much lower than that. Regardless, the third wave after that is finished is going to take this all the way up to a minimum of 30 bucks. Probably higher. I'm actually doing conservative estimates here. So you're looking at a third wave up here. So 1, 2, 3. Pull back to maybe like 25 bucks. And then you're looking at something going all the way up to, you're looking at least minimum of 40 bucks. We'll say that. Minimum of 40 bucks. If you use the log chart, you're going to get higher targets. So I'll give you the log chart targets. You're going to get, the third wave would take us to 52 bucks. This is log chart. So 40 bucks on the regular chart. Log chart is 52 bucks. Pull back to 35, and then you're looking at something way, way higher than that. You're probably looking at close to 100. Let's see. See, log chart is going to give you some outrageous numbers. 164 if I just do it the same way. So anywhere minimum 40 bucks to probably, I would say 40 to potentially like, could be 100 bucks. That might be too high, but at least 40 bucks on a 5-wave move minimum. So you're already looking at a double from here, even after we ran up this much. But you're probably looking at a pretty big dip here in the next, I would say 3 to 6 months. And it could be very quick too. So once this is finished though, then you're looking at all profit up to minimum of 40 bucks. So think about that. You buy at 11, you sell at 40 bucks, you quadruple your money again. If you get it down here to 7 or 8, then you're going to be looking at like a 5 or 6 time return. So to really break it down, that's the long term, and then we have the short term. I still don't think this is finished yet. I think you're going to see a pullback, and I think you're going to see a ramp into possibly earnings at the end of the month, maybe just OPEX in July. This is actually setting up. It's setting up to be an interesting earnings, because if they kill it again, they've ran so much, it's going to be hard for it to go up. I'll just say that, even if they do have really good earnings. Because, again, you're up now over 100% in the last 2 months. And then if you go to 20, you're up 150%. So we'll see how it goes. I think this is in a 4th wave right now, and I'm expecting one more wave higher. Probably going to take out January highs here at 1845. So anyway, that's my update for right now. Let's see what happens. I will update on Monday. I think that this is good enough for now. Expect maybe down here to like 1680. And then from there, we'll see how it goes. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next video.